Oh, happy Friday, folks. TGIF. Welcome to another episode of Friday Night Tech Talks. I am your host for this evening, Ted Talks, and I might be joined by host Mobile Geezer. I'm currently switching things up and doing things differently. This will be our premiere stream on Twitch. And to do this on YouTube and Twitch simultaneously, I decided to be different and use Restream. Mobile Geezer is only, he's only used Restream. That's all he knows. But, I gave him the link. So, he might come later. But this is going to be new territories for him. And to be honest, he might even be here already now. This is my first time using Restream for a live production. So he might be here somewhere. Can't find him. Can't see him. Hold up. I can't even see comments. Can't even see you guys. Hold up. All right. It's just showing me graph chat. There we go. There you guys are. So I see Nigel. Welcome, Nigel. And you're saying hi to Brian, but I don't see Brian. And Mrs. E, lovely to see you again. Chat overlay. I can turn that on and just have the chat overlay there. But I'm not liking this orange. Is orange my color? Is orange my color? Can I change my color? Oh, no. Spots. I'm seeing spots. Let's see. What would Sony do? Sony would do this. Boom. Oh, heck no. Cubism. Salvador Dali. Nah, I'm not in that mood for that. This is the one. All right. Let's see if I got any messages from Mobile Geezer. Nope. Okay, George sent me the show notes on the website. Don't know if I can add them in this late in the game. Let me right click. Apologize for this last minute changings. I just like to do stuff from the hip. So I'm adding it, George. Boom. There we go. Mobile Geezer. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was a text. From who? Oh, Marcus, what's up? Good of you to find your way to this stream. Okay, let's see who we got a text message from. I got a missed call from Ty. I will take that later. Sorry, Ty. I got something live from the mobile dashboard. So yes, again, I am streaming on the Twitch. If you would like to watch this on Twitch instead, go ahead. It is easier to monetize there. I just need 50 people to just follow or subscribe. I don't know what Twitch's terminology for that is, but yes, just feel free to just jump on Twitch, subscribe, and watch from there. And more importantly, how do I share my freaking stream? This is also my first time, broadcasting using Twitch in general. So yeah. Oh boy. Yeah. Okay, so I have one viewer there. That's most likely me. But I want to share. I would like to share. Let me figure this out while George finds his way here. Let's see. How long should I wait for George before I get onto the stories, ladies and gentlemen? Let me know. Put in the comments. How long should I wait? 37:05. Should I give him 10 minutes? 7:15. Even Renz is running late. Been raining all week in the Philippines. Drive safe, Renz. Meanwhile, so let's see if I can figure stuff out in 7 minutes. Start the clock. All right. I have no idea what the hell I'm doing on this Twitch. I just see the stream manager. 5-minute rule. Give him 5 minutes. All right. So 7:13, 5 minutes. That's showing the time for me as well, though. Share link to channel. Boom. Got it. Boom. Got it. All right. I'm going to share this to the Discord. All right. Okay. Share that. Friday night is now on Twitch. Boom. Did I do that right? Oh, that did do that right. Yay. Ha. You know what, Brian? He might actually will come guns blazing because I didn't tell him about Restream. Yeah, I just said, we were going to do it on Twitch and YouTube at the same time, but I didn't say it was going to be done through Restream. But I usually give out the links like earlier in the day than most of the other members. Let me FaceTime him. It's quite unusual for George. Actually, I've never FaceTimed George before. Let me Duo. I'm more comfortable getting him on Google Duo. He has so many phones, but I do know he has more Android phones than, iPhones. So Duo should reach him. Got 3 minutes left on the clock. Video call. But anyway, how have your week been, guys? Let me know in the comments. Hey, George. I think I'm seeing the stream.
I didn't join because you sent a link that I never used before, and we've never even tried it out.
All right, guys, let me mute this conversation. Brian was right. Yep, Brian won $5. Long ass week, been missing streams due to work. And yeah, until Google kills Duo. What would replace Duo? Google will probably kill Duo for me. That's a Google thing to do. And yeah, you were right, Brian, though. Let me get rid of this overlay and focus. Boom. George will, in fact, come in guns blazing. He saw the restream. He was like, hold on. What is this restream? We didn't test a restream. I'm not ready for all this. No. So he has to he's gonna get adjusted before he pops on. And Mrs. E, yes, I'm glad to see the end of this week too. TGIF. I was actually looking forward to this Friday because the complex was going to be doing free nachos, but I missed out on free nachos because I had to set up for the stream, and yeah, traffic, and I had to set up for the stream. Ah, that hit the spot. So I feel like somebody owes me nachos. That someone is probably me. Problem is, I don't know where to get nachos around this area. Like, where would I get nachos from? Jack in the Box? That don't sound attractive. But while George is getting situated, let me get to the first story somehow, somewhere, some way. So let's initiate Sidecar on my iPad. I never knew things could happen. Connect to iPad. Are you on the Sidecar? Yay, it's on the Sidecar. Click for the first story. So, ladies and gentlemen, the first story of tonight is less of a story and more of a call to action. You see, last week, where are you? Okay, it's not on the story thing. I have to share it. Last week, the Freedom Phone was announced. Well, no, it was it announced? It was, yes, it was announced last week. And let me just get this website up. The Freedom Phone is supposed to be the answer for MAGA people to use the internet free of censorship. Let me, come on, go to the link. Now, how do I, oh no, I gotta, oh boy, that's gonna be confusing. Let me just switch that. Oop. There we go. All right. Okay, Sidecar. Don't screw with me now. Boom. And you guys don't even see it yet. So let me add source. What sources can I add? I'm curious. That's for later, guys. Let me not experiment too much. Start screen sharing. Automatically add screens to. No, let me turn that off. I don't want to automatically start doing it. Boom. There we go. Okay, didn't automatically do it. That's what I wanted. Oh, I love it. Oh, and then I can, oh no, that didn't work out, but I can just, come on. No. I have to do it like, pardon me, guys. Click it, drag it, boom. I love it. Ain't that nice, guys? I'm way in favor of this method of screen sharing. It's beautiful. Now, where was I? Oh, right. Yes. So the Freedom Phone, this phone was actually announced like a few months back. Like, I feel like it was 6 months ago. Right around the time something was pulled off the web from Amazon Web Services. I can't remember. But that's when this phone was first announced. And last week, it was just put up, ready to be bought. Forgot the guy's name. But essentially, the Freedom Phone is a phone that's meant to be completely uncensored. And it can be yours for the low, low price of $500. For $500. Works with all. Well. Okay, works with Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, and Sprint. Okay, that needs to be updated. Domestic and international carriers, and moves over in 60 seconds. Move phones over in 60 seconds as soon as the phone. Okay. Every time I read this site, like, something new just pops up and I'm just like, oh my gosh. But it ships in August. But you can order it now. So highlights of buying this phone is you get an uncensorable app store. So yes, the phone has the Freedom Phone runs a forked version of Android, much like Fire OS with Amazon's Fire OS, and it has an uncensorable app store, what they call the Patriot App Store. It comes with preloaded apps. We hate preloaded apps, but hey, maybe MAGA people like I'm just gonna call them the red caps from now on, like redbacks, like no lobster caps. If you went to school in the U.S. elementary school, we were taught that lobster backs was Her Majesty's Royal Army in the Revolutionary War. So I say lobster caps out of facetiousness. But preloaded app stores such as Parler. Was that the app that got kicked out? I think that was the app that got kicked out, Parler. No, was that the app that just came out? OAN, DuckDuckGo. Although DuckDuckGo you can always find on the App Store, regular Play Store. But something to note about the uncensorable app store is that you will find most of the apps that you would on the Play Store. So take that. That's going for it. So they call their OS Freedom OS, and it is a free speech first operating system. Something that the Freedom Phone Company does not follow with how they've been banning people that reply to their tweets on Twitter. Every time I say something ironic, have a drink. It's Friday. And Brian is, Brian is saying, so we got bloatware. And Brian, well, it's only bloatware if you don't use it. Or if you don't even want it to begin with. And we also have, okay, so last week when the phone was first announced officially, they didn't say shit about the phone. So this is all new. So the phone has a large 6-inch screen. We all like big screens. 6-inch ain't too big. Great camera. That's interesting. So they combine the large screen, and the camera on the one cube. It does everything your current phone does, other than censor you. I mean, it's not really the phone that's doing the censoring, though. It would have been, the apps that you would have used, like, the Twitter censoring you or Facebook censoring you, but easily transferable phones. So just pop in the SIM cards. And it looks like it takes an SD card slot. So yay. I don't see much about headphone jack, though. In fact, I don't see much about, oh shit, no, they're advertising specs. This is new. They didn't do that before. Let's see the spec sheet, ladies and gentlemen. So it's an IPS screen. Front-facing camera is 8 megapixels. Rear-facing camera is 13 megapixels. And then two 2-megapixel sensors. I don't know what they do. Display type is water drop. That means the notch is a water drop notch. And Brian wants to know, where is this phone manufactured? So about that, the phone is actually, the ODM is, pardon me. I have to put this one on Do Not Disturb going forward. Okay, putting this on Do Not Disturb now. It is Umidigi is the ODM, and that's originally who makes this phone, and that's what the phone is originally marketed as. They're the ODM and OEM of this device. And you can buy this phone for $179 on AliExpress, and it will come to you in August as well. But over in the US, it's called a Freedom Phone, and it's $500. And Freedom Phone says it's made in Hong Kong. I always thought Umidigi was made in China. which technically is also Hong Kong. And at this point, what's the difference between Hong Kong and China now? Now that China's like tighten that grasp on it. So Gary. Oh no, Gary. Gary, I'm actually streaming on Twitch, so I think they're more sensitive to the innuendo joke, sexual innuendo jokes. And you can't kink shame on Twitch either. But that was on me, Gary. I should have picked that up. You're all right, Gary. That just means I can't share if I don't share some of your more colorful comments. That's why. It's Twitch. And we have some bands. We got some 3G bands, 4G bands, 5G band. Oh no, we don't have 5G bands, ladies and gentlemen. It's initially not included. And no, Gary, you're okay. It's actually that was my fault. You can actually say whatever you want on your comments on YouTube. I just won't be able to show it like I'm doing now because it'll show up on Twitch, and it'll get me in trouble. But you're right. Keep doing you, Gary. I'll be on the uptake quicker next time. But this one I can show. It's got NFC though. I'll give it that. Oh shit! It got a headphone jack. Hey, I don't feel like high five. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna drop in Mobile Geezer. Like I said, this is his first time on Restream. He didn't even know what Restream was before this, so it's an adjustment. So let's just take it easy on him. He had to. It's a new environment. I think he's stepping forward. Admirable. And you're on, George.
Oh, okay. I don't see me, but okay. I trust you.
I thought you were deliberately hiding your camera.
No, this is my first time. I don't even know how to access the camera.
All right, George, I got you. So on the, you know what? Just press V. Press V on your keyboard.
Yeah. Oh, there I am. And as you can see, my OBS is not working.
Oh no, your green screen.
Yeah, well, you got a green screen. That's all you got.
Can you punch in? Do you have a zoom lens, George? Do you punch in the camera?
I have to bring up the other software, I believe. Let me see. It's probably just going to tell me something else. No, okay. I think I can. Let's see. Did that help? No, that didn't do a thing, did it?
No. That did help, actually. It zoomed in closer, so that's okay.
See, it doesn't look any closer on my screen at all. Okay.
Anyway, hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Mobile Geezer. Let's give him a round of applause. Now, we were just talking, George, about the Freedom Phone.
Freedom Phone, I was listening.
All right, hold on. There's this bug that's
But you didn't send that to me for the notes, right? You didn't have the Freedom Phone in there when you sent the notes.
Yeah, I noticed the link wasn't adding for some reason. I added it like 3 times.
Okay. It didn't come in the email.
Yeah, no, it didn't. The link wouldn't it wouldn't show up on the notes on YouTube, on the YouTube description for some reason. And Mrs. E says hi.
Hey, Eleanor, how are you? And the other Eleanor has to go to work very early tomorrow. I think she peeked in and she said she had to get ready to go to bed. She gets up at like 3:30 in the morning when she has to work that early. So
Yeah, that couldn't be me.
Well,
But I was saying that some.
she gets up at 3:30 in the morning to be at work at 6 o'clock. Why, I don't know, but she does.
Oh, but yeah, we were just talking about the specs of the Freedom Phone. It has a headphone jack.
Yes,
Which,
I noticed that you were very jubilant about that.
Yes, for $500, that makes it all worth it almost. Wouldn't you say?
I don't think I'd pay $500 for a headphone jack, but I get your drift.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't buy. Well, yeah, I wouldn't buy the Freedom Phone, I guess, but I can have it for $179 from AliExpress with the Umi Digi Z6. I can't remember.
Wait, what's Digi got to do with the Freedom Phone?
Oh no, that's exactly what the Freedom Phone is. Freedom Phone is. It's the original device maker is Umi Digi, and then Freedom Phone just buys it from Umi Digi, and then they just repackage it and repurpose it as a Freedom Phone.
Okay, that I did not know.
It's almost similar to what Lou does with the Lou. Actually, no. Let me not throw Lou under the bus.
Don't throw Lou and his cases under the bus, okay?
I will say it's not exactly what he does. Lou actually bought the case from a manufacturer. Like, he didn't buy it from someone else and just do simple repackaging.
Exactly.
Like, Lou actually has like a go ahead and actually no. Is it?
I like Lou. I don't have any problem with him and his cases.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna say it's almost similar to what Lou does with the Lou Later case. He found a manufacturer. In this case, in this particular instance, it's Umi Digi, and he talks. The Freedom Phone talks with them. They say, hey, we want a phone, and then they're like, all right, we'll make you this amount of phones.
I understand.
Yeah, they make a contract. They'll even customize the phone, like the design and look of the phone for you, and
Right. I just didn't realize that Digi had anything to do with it. That's the first I heard that.
But no, like, you can buy the phone from Umi Digi or AliExpress for like $179. That's the thing.
That's a heck of a lot better than $500.
Yep. But I will say, in Lou's case, it does appear that Lou actually did work in customizing his product.
Yeah, I agree.
And tailoring it when he bought it from the manufacturer.
Right.
It looks like the Freedom Phone company literally just bought it, and that was it.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Like, they didn't really do any much work. Like, I don't see the logo. I don't see the logo anywhere. They don't even show you the back of the phone on their website.
They don't?
No, George, look.
That's terrible.
They show you a waving flag, FP, like, and then
that's it. I'm going to try to.
And then everywhere they'll tell you to buy it now, buy it now, buy it now. Like they tell you preloaded apps, and usually this is where you would go to click to find out more about. Like, hey, we have an app store that we don't censor apps based on political sides. Like, click to find out more, but it says buy it now, or freedoms, free speech operating OS. Click to find out more, but nope, buy it now.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. I've got the web page up. Okay, I see it. I can't believe they don't even show you the back of the phone. Would I even want to buy a phone and they're not willing to show me the whole phone? Probably not. Brian says the back of the phone is going to say Umi Digi. Got a good point there.
Maybe actually, it could be the reason why they don't show the back of the phone. It's because maybe they're trying to decide, like, maybe they do have the opportunity to customize the phone a little, and they're just trying to see, how they can do it.
Usually when companies make these kind of deals, they at least have their own branding put on. You're going to tell me they didn't even have Umi Digi taken off the back and Freedom Phone put on? That sounds awfully weird.
Let's see. Return policy. Oh, wow. You get a 30-day return policy. Yay. They offer you a 90-day warranty. Is the phone waterproof? Oh my gosh, 170. Like, I'm bearing this in mind. Like, this is also $179 phone. Like, for what it is,
Right.
$179 phone that's water resistant.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
probably
sure.
it's probably not IP rated, but I still have to give props to Umidigi for making it to be water resistant.
Well, that's what OnePlus did when they first started, making them water resistant. They just didn't want to pay for having it certified.
But they weren't making $179 phones
Well, that's
ever.
true. That's true.
Do they make cases? We do not sell cases, but there's a case that comes in the box. Why wouldn't you sell? Why don't companies sell? Like, why don't they sell the accessories for their damn phones? Like, it's money. Like, you're leaving money on the table for somebody else to do. I don't get it. Why? Like, Apple does it. Like, these Android manufacturers want to copy Apple so much, but they don't want to copy a common sense thing. Sell the damn case with the phone.
Well, normally what they do is they put in some very soft, flexible, cheap case.
A useless case. They put in a useless case.
No,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say a useless case,
It's
but
useless.
it's usually not something that you'd want to pay for, is what I'm saying.
George, the case that came with the Axon 10 Pro.
Right.
I dropped the phone, the only phone I've ever dropped. Well, actually, that's not true anymore. But I dropped that phone while it was in the case that came with it in the box, and it shattered.
Really?
It shattered horribly. I was like, dude. I was like I think I was the first people to ever break Axon 10 Pro.
I'm glad I never dropped my Axon 10 Pro then.
Because I got it off pre-order. I got it first hot off the press. And 2 days later, I was like, damn it.
Wow.
And then, when they sent it back to me after they fixed it, then they gave me this. They gave me a better case, the microfiber with the rubberized case that they started giving out with the phone. Let's see. Let's see after warranty.
Where are you finding this stuff? I'm trying to find specs or something, and it's on this page, right?
Yeah, you have to go all the way to the bottom of the page where all the way to the bottom.
I see specs. I see it.
Yeah. So broken screen fixes. Okay, they're saying it should be serviceable by most robust sensors. Okay, that's an okay response. So yeah, not much questions here, but they could have added some more questions about. Actually, no, they can always update a fact as they go on. But this was a good place to contact us if you have any questions. But fact page.
Notice it says 3G bands, 4G bands, 5G bands initially not included. What the heck does that mean? They're going to add 5G bands later?
Yep, it's a software update, George. Ain't that neat?
That's okay. Didn't know you could do. I thought you had to build in hardware for 5G.
Well, yeah, you do, but maybe the hardware's already there. They just need to turn it on in a software update.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. I just never heard of anybody doing that before.
They're gonna charge a $320 extra and still not rebadge it. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's part of having the freedom.
Yeah. No, I blame the case more than anything, but yeah. Oh.
Well, yeah, it just says clear case. That's got to be that same old cheap case that they always include, that everybody includes. And I'm sure they don't put it as an accessory because they can't charge you for that. That's for sure.
No, they can't. Actually, no, I'm pretty they charged you for it. You're paying $300 to $20. They're charging you for everything.
Yeah, right. It's probably included in. That's true. That is true.
There we go. But yeah, so obviously, looking at this whole web page, this is not for us. Obviously, this is not for the discerning consumer.
Well, it looks kind of amateurish, doesn't it? Or is it just me?
It is, but you know what? I say the type of people, I call them lobster caps, George, the lobster cap people that buy this sort of phone. I don't think they buy phones off the internet too much.
That's probably true.
They're more the people. They're more the people that they buy the phones the phones that they sell off the shelf at Walmart or quicker stores. Well,
Yeah.
they do that.
Yeah. Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the page, and generally, most of my career, I was a mainframe programmer. But even on the service side, I could design a better web page than this.
Well,
Pretty sure.
George, sounds like you should be putting in your resume.
It just
Oh
looks
no, a typo.
We're
Yeah, I'm just looking at their privacy policy.
okay.
And by the way, this is a freedom phone, guys. Some might say you might need privacy to exercise your freedom fully. Well, at the Freedom Phone, they collect all your data for whatever purposes they need. And what, did you think they weren't going to collect your data? Psych.
Well, while using our service, we may ask you to provide us with certain personally identifiable information that can be used to contact or identify. I don't like that. Personally identifiable information will include, but is not limited to, email address, first and last name, phone number, address, blah, 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 usage data. I don't like that.
But there's a loophole. Oh yeah, this shows that they collect even more stuff, all types of cookies and web pages.
Exactly. I'm looking at that.
But at least if you are, okay, the company may be required to disclose your data if it's required to do so by law or in response to valid requests by public court. Okay, that's weird. I thought they were just going to say subpoena, which is the most important thing. But
yes, that's what I'm thinking.
But this is the part that always got to me. If there is a child under the age of 13, they don't want to collect your information. They probably can't collect your information, but in the event that you give the Freedom Phone to someone under 13, Freedom Phone requests that you let them know so they don't collect information from the under 13-year-old minor. Of course, if it's above if the minor is
beginning
above 13,
to sound awfully fishy to me. I don't know.
If the minor is above 13, though, it's fair game.
So 14 is good. I have a problem with that too.
Mrs. E, good one. It's a trap. Boop, boom. Oh, George. Wait, how do I do this? No. What have I done?
It's your stream, brother.
All right. I got to fix this out, guys. Hold on. Let me go figure. Oh, no. There it is.
That's right. You can leave me as little guy. I don't mind being little guy. Okay. Oh, that looks better. You're just learning it too.
Hey, ooh. That looks nice. But yeah, again, my main thing with the Freedom Phone, George, is I do believe this might just be the best chance that the smartphone market has of seeing some more variety instead of just iPhone and Samsung.
Well, I mean, that's only going to happen if it's a pretty good seller, wouldn't you think? I can't see this being a pretty good seller.
I mean, I have to think about who's the intended market for.
Who's the target market? Yeah, it's going to be
lobster
Republicans, conservatives. Well, yeah, the kind of people that would go.
Not just Republicans. Not all Republicans are, but lobster caps. And yeah, there's a lot of lobster caps around, enough to get a president elected.
Well, that's true.
Enough to get a president elected. So if they were to all buy this,
if there were, that's a big if, brother.
That's true. But if it was, as Steve
McQueen said to Yul Brynner in The Magnificent Seven, if, brother, if.
Mrs. E says it ain't happening at $500. But I'm saying if all lobster caps bought this phone, it would have the third highest market share in America.
Yeah, if they did. Yeah, you're talking millions and millions of people. But keep something in mind, too. I would think a lot of the people that voted for Trump, which is kind of who we're talking about, These people don't know crap about phones, and they don't want to know crap about phones. I'm betting that this thing's going to be somewhat of a flop in that regard because you're dealing with mostly probably older people that don't want to deal with it, that don't want to deal with something new. Half the people I work with are my age, and they don't want to deal with anything new. They think I'm a weirdo because I always have new stuff.
George,
Just giving it to you the way it is.
you're being an ageist, George. I feel like I'm
Yeah, but I'm older than most of the people that'll buy this phone too.
Hold on, I feel like this. I'm gonna share this on.
You keep pulling the mic away, and it gets hard to hear you.
You have to put the mic down sometimes.
Okay.
No,
Well, you've gotten fond of holding it, and you're like me when I used to sing on stage. I always like to have the mic touching my face.
Yeah, just a moment. I have to. I told. I don't know if you remember when I told you this is streaming on. This is streaming on Twitch as well, and
No,
I was
didn't know
actually
that.
hoping to get. I should have streamed it on Twitter as well. Darn. Can I still add it?
All three? Do you pay for this, or is this all free? No, you pay for Restream, right?
No, they have a free tier as well.
And that's what you're on?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what we are on.
Well, I'm surprised that you can stream to 3 different platforms.
In fact, I'm going to add another platform right now. Twitter.
Okay. Don't call me a twit. Oh, sorry.
Authorizing. You can't add more than one Periscope channel. I didn't add more than one Periscope channel.
See, you're kicking in the musician in me. You say, my mind is saying, authorize it, bring out the stream.
Oh no, I'm creating another stage.
There you go.
That was causing an echo. Twitter is good. Well, Brian, you can just stay on YouTube, Brian. You don't have to go to YouTube. Although, Brian, if you have a Twitch, if you could just
if you're feeling twitchy, you could go over there. I was thinking the same. Your humor's getting bad just hanging around with me.
Yeah, just go ahead. It's up. All right. Boom. Shakalaka. All right. It should be going on Twitter now. But yeah, Brian, if you got a Twitch, go ahead and go over to see us. Go watch us on Twitch and follow too, please.
I used to sing that in the band too. Boom shakalaka, boom shakalaka, boom.
Because no, George, it's easier to monetize on Twitch. You just need 50 followers.
Okay. Well,
and some like other watch time, but yeah, the barrier to entry to monetize on Twitch is like way less than YouTube's.
I always think of Twitch as a gaming, it's for gaming people.
It was for gaming people. Now there's a whole lot of shit that goes on Twitch, and it always gets them like in the news. The new stuff, like there are cookers, there are chefs that are on Twitch, doing the chef stuff. There's people that just read stuff on Twitch.
I don't cook, so I don't care. If there's one thing I don't do, it's cook.
There's also people that just take naps on Twitch, and
Oh, you're kidding me! Come on. Are there really?
Yeah. So if you just want to,
Oh, wait a minute. Then I have to ask you one thing: are they all nappy headed? Oh.
Back to this phone. back to freedom. Let freedom ring. But again, it's $500 is a lot, George. And
yes, for 179, okay, I can see it. But would I pay $500 for this phone? Probably not.
Yeah, I have to wonder why he made it so expensive.
Well, I guess he's thinking for his target market, it probably isn't. Maybe he's right. We'll see, I guess. But I'm still thinking if they don't market this thing aggressively, I don't see a lot of people buying this phone.
Yeah, I have to see where that $500 is going. And
yeah, I mean this needs to be marketed. This is going to need some advertising, something.
Yeah. Well, look at Brian. You don't cook, George. Well, no, of course, George.
No, Brian. Brian, I cook zero. When I was maybe 9 to about 17 or so, my mother taught me how to cook, bake, all kinds of stuff. When I got to be an adult, okay, here's what it is. I did a lot of cooking and baking as a kid, got to be an adult, didn't want any more of it. My mother took me to the beach all the time as a kid. Time I hit 18, I had had enough swimming to last me the rest of my life. So much so that when I first married Eleanor, she used to take her daughters to the beach, and she said, well, and I wouldn't go. And she'd say, I bet you can't even swim. And I said, not only can I swim, I'll beat all three of you backwards. I went one time, beat them all backwards, and I never had to go again because I've had enough beach. My father used to take me fishing and deep sea fishing. Time I hit 18, I had enough fishing. So I don't fish, I can swim, but I don't bother, and I don't cook because I've had enough of all three, period.
Yep. George doesn't cook, doesn't clean, but he can show you how he got his ring.
I didn't say I don't clean, brother. I'm a Lucy in Peanuts. I'm kind of like that. I'm really fanatical about cleaning and washing dishes and that kind of stuff. Very fanatical. Yes. So yeah, you probably don't want me washing your dishes because I'm going to take 3 times as long as anybody else because I'm going to make sure they're cleaner than anybody else would wash them. That's how I do things. That's how I clean too.
There we go. Ren says hi. Welcome, Renz.
Yo, Renz, what's up, brother?
And Mrs. E is glad you still sing.
Oh, thank you, Eleanor. That's very nice of you. This song's for you wherever you are. Okay, sorry, I just had to get that out. He's looking at something.
Yes, sorry, I just discovered a new feature on Restream. It'll come.
Didn't you bother practicing with this at all? You just went live and that was it. Oh, the host muted my mic. Okay. See, I sing one line and he mutes my mic.
It actually allows me to control your volume, but it doesn't seem to be so effective.
Okay.
Yeah, it works a little bit. I'm going to put you way up, George.
Okay.
Very high. There we go.
Just a little bit. Okay.
But yeah, $500 is a lot. But yeah, I have to see where this $500 is going because, I've talked about this phone. I've held two Twitter Spaces on this phone. Do you know what Twitter Spaces are?
Yeah, and we talked about it when they first started talking about it, what, 3-4 months ago.
Yeah, in the stores. Yeah, you remember.
Yeah. The
first time I talked about it on Twitter Space, we talked about the phone for only 20 minutes, and then it became all about iPhones and Samsungs.
Of course, it always does.
And then the second time, which was yesterday, we talked about it, and people were talking about this phone like they would normally buy, I don't see any specs for this phone, what does this phone really offer, how are they going to support this phone? And I'm coming into this it may be very well a scam.
I mean, when we first did our first show about it, it sounded like it was going to, I guess the main thing was going to give you access to platforms where other people were removing those platforms. But
and it does do that. It does do that.
It just doesn't seem like they're offering anything that makes them stand out, as far as I can tell. I'll bet you the cameras are crap.
Yeah, for $500, they probably are. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to share the screen. Boom, there we go.
Shaka laka laka.
Let me go back. There we go. Boom. I mean, oh, there it is. Oh, haha, suckers. So it looks like they are putting in their own branding on the phone. Oh, well done, guys.
What are you what browser are you in?
Chrome. Are you not? Do you not see this screen I'm sharing?
No, I can see the screen you're sharing, but I have it up on my screen, and when I see the phone, there's no picture next to it.
Yeah, it's like when you're scrolling down,
Right.
then they show you the back of the phone briefly, but then it
Oh.
goes away as you continue to scroll down.
Yeah, I'm not showing it at all, and I'm on Chrome browser too. But
So you don't see that part?
I see no picture next to the phone whatsoever.
It's when you
Right.
scroll all the way down, George.
I'm doing that right now. Nothing. I just see that box that says the phone by it now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
But
no
yeah,
picture whatsoever.
so there is a picture.
Okay.
So the back has one main sensor and two megapixel sensors. So that means this is probably the main one right here. That's why it's so big.
Right.
And this is probably the 2 megapixels, or it could be these two, and that's the flash.
Right.
The point is these
But looking
6
at the
holes-
sensors, it looks like it ought to have at least 4. Looks like it should have a regular, a wide.
No, George. Now, what I'm saying is, 2 of those holes have to be fake.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, because looking at the back of it, it looks an awful lot like my Samsung Galaxy S21, and it's like, no, there's no way.
Some of those holes are fake.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
it does have a capacitive fingerprint sensor, which I always like.
If it's a good one, like I said, my fingerprint sensor on my S21 Ultra is great. The fingerprint sensor on the A52 sucks. So
But this
let's
is an
hope they have a
old
good one.
But this is an old school sensor, George. I would think by now, even cheap phones have great ones.
I hope so.
But yeah, I'm proud to see
I
that
don't
they're
have to hope so because I'm not going to buy this phone.
So yeah, it looks like they are putting on their logo on this. I wish somebody. Who do you think reviews? You think Lou's gonna unbox this phone?
I think so. I would see. Remember, Lou likes to do stuff that's different. Well, this certainly qualifies
I
there.
don't think he's gonna go out and just look for it and unbox it. I suspect they'll send it to him, and its decision is his whether he boxes it or not.
If somebody with 16 million subscribers wanted to look at my new phone, you can bet I'd give him one.
Yeah, I suspect it would be dumb if they didn't. But yeah. But you think he'll do it?
I think he will.
Oh, thinks he will.
Because Lou likes to do things. Hey, this is different. He likes to show stuff that stands out from the crowd. And this, by implication, stands out from the crowd.
How does this exactly stand out?
Because it's the Freedom Phone. Because it lets you access where you can't access from other places.
Because it came from humble beginnings, like his own product.
Stop going there. I'm not going there. I like him too much. It's like
it's the same thing apparently. Like at first I thought Lou was just one step better, but no, they did in fact do the same thing.
No, I disagree. Well, I don't know.
Okay, so
I've known Lou for years. I don't know these people at all. That's the difference, I guess.
I mean, here's the thing. People are, so when the second time we were talking on Twitter about this Freedom Phone, everyone's going like, how are they going to support it? But, here's the thing. If you're just going to be like, hey, this phone is just different, you put less expectations on, you can put less expectations on yourself, on your product. Like, think about, Amazon's Fire tablets. Who the hell talks about software updates for that, for those devices?
That's true, but people love them.
Exactly, people love them.
See, what I'm thinking these people are going to do is just say Parler, because that's the big deal.
I don't think Parler is on the App Store anymore. Is it still? I'm going to check.
No, but my guess is you're going to be able to access, and aren't they supposed to have their own app store?
Yeah, so about that. So they have their own app store called the Patriot app, but they don't They don't actually they don't put the name of the App Store on the page for some reason.
Yeah, I can understand. Okay.
Candace Owens had to tell me that.
Oh, okay.
Let me see the app.
Candace Owens, I'm surprised.
Oh yeah, I'm going to talk about her in a second.
You surprised me. I'm surprised you'd even watch Candace Owens.
I don't, but
she is cute to watch though.
She came up while I was researching the phone.
Okay.
So I mean, Parler app is back on the App Store. So yeah.
Okay.
Let me see Parler's back on the App Store.
You sound like a commercial. Parler's back on the App Store.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna be up for yeah. So virtually every app that this phone is touting on the page, Parler, Rumble, OAN, DuckDuckGo, they're all on the Play Store and the Play Store and the App Store. So
I was just about to pull up one of my Android phones to see was it on the Play Store, but it is, you're telling me.
Yep. So yeah, that if it wasn't, that would have been Advantage Freedom Phone, but it's
exactly.
not.
So, since it's on both places, doesn't that kind of give you less incentive to buy this phone?
Yeah, it kind of does.
Yeah.
Crap. Ugh. And
you may be the only one that buys this phone.
But yeah, so
I'll tell you what, you buy this phone, and that's your phone for watching Candace Owens.
All right, since we're talking about Candace actually did like a pre-walkthrough or like a debut of the phone.
Okay. Did she have it in hand?
She had it in hand. She was actually using it, showing its App Store. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention the App Store. So the App Store, it's like they pull the libraries from like any open source platform, like the Aurora Store. Do you know them? Or like Pure APK. So like I said, it has all the apps that you would find on the Play Store, pretty much. Okay. And so the phone doesn't actually come with Google Play services, but it'll still work.
But so is it using APKs whenever you want to download something?
I mean, technically it does. It's not going to be it's not going to be as secure as the Play Store when it scans with the Pure Connect thing or the Pure Scan or Play Protect. That's what it's called.
Play Protect, right?
But but again, it's what people have been doing with Huawei devices or Lineage OS
devices. The audience for this phone is not going to want to do what you do for Huawei devices. Huawei devices get loaded because of people like Nigel who will go out of their way to go out. These people are not going to do that. These people are too non-techy.
But for Freedom Phone's credit, the App Store is already on the phone, so they don't have to do anything extra.
Well, that's true. Until some techie tells them, well, you're sideloading an APK, basically, and scare the crap out of them. Yeah, and I got to think they're going to be much more open to viruses.
Possibly, yeah. They would be. It depends on the security update. Again, this is a 400% markup, so I am hoping that most of the money is going to marketing.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Jesus Christ,
I think it has to if they want any kind of success. I don't see this being successful. I mean, you seem to have more hope for it than I do.
I don't have hope. I just want a more diverse smartphone market in America, okay? And if this is the phone that paves the way, so be it.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see this as being the phone, but okay.
Yeah, that is Gary. But no, I have to say, Candace Owens did a beautiful debut of the phone. She did a really good job explaining it. She was 98% accurate. She didn't have to lie none. She did a great job.
Okay, good for her. Well, I mean, she's the kind of person that is going to do her research, I think.
Research. All right, let's not get too far. Okay, when she did while promoting the phone, she promoted the phone on Twitter with an iPhone. So Let's not get too ahead of ourselves.
Okay. See, Gary's lucky he's on your channel. I would not have put that comment up on my channel. It starts to get a little bit too, if it's going to get into color, I ain't going there. That's just me.
Freedom Phone could. Who's this one? Pixel for Rens.
Yeah, I'll take the. Well, I already know what my next phone's going to be, and it's not going to be neither.
But yeah, listen, I'm just gonna, people have been bashing the Freedom Phone, and listen, this is my call to action, and I'm going to do this snippet and post it later separately. Like, all us fellow techies, I just kindly ask that we just keep quiet. Do not.
Yeah, what since it's not out, what do they have to bash?
What do you mean? What we've been bashing, George.
Oh, okay.
The fact that, it has 6 camera holes on the back, but there's only 4 sensors.
Okay. Yeah, that is something worth bashing. I'll give you that.
Like the fact that the fact that they keep saying buy it now. They barely the website is just trash. The fact, or
I don't think it's trash. It's just not a whole lot of work went into it, I'd say.
No, it was trash. Like originally the privacy policy. Hold on, I have to keep showing this.
There are 9 buy it nows on the main page. Wow, I just counted them.
Yeah, the fact that you feel like you have to count all the buy nows, but originally, oh my God, it's still there.
What?
Let me show. Oh, sorry, I keep forgetting I have to turn it on here. Right there. Look. This privacy policy has been created with the help of the privacy policy generator. They still have not taken that out.
That's bad. And what the heck is the privacy policy generator?
It's just where you go if, you don't have time to create your own tailored privacy policy. You just take anyone off a thing.
Which I gotta think is going to be pretty suspect generally.
So basically, yeah. So there is a lot you can to bash this phone on.
Yeah. The more you show me, the more I can see that.
And also the main one. This is $179 phone that's being marketed for $500.
I agree. All right, so you're right. There is quite a bit to bash here.
But I'm just saying, keep quiet on all the bashing and just let them spend their money. And if they all do it, we can finally have a third option. Because
I think it's like you have this pie in the sky idea that this is the phone that's going to, I don't see it.
It's an experiment, George. It's an experiment.
Yeah, I can see that.
And I just want this experiment to go as far as it can.
Okay.
So yeah, I want it to go as far as it can. If all the lobster caps buy the phone, it would be the third highest. It would be the third highest market share.
But that is a huge if. If you're talking 70 million people. Yeah, if 70 million people buy the phone, it's a huge hit. It'd probably outsell Apple and Samsung at that point.
It is a big if, but and I also have to be pragmatic too. Like, it's also $179 smartphone. So,
and that's the problem. But like you said, $179, they're charging $500 for it. Now maybe there are people dumb enough to pay $500 for it, but I'm sure they're going to know some techie that's going to tell them, that's only $179 phone.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking all the techies to.
Yeah, that's going to come back and bite them in the butt. You watch.
Yeah, but my main issue is that $179 smartphone, it's not going to be so enjoyable.
Yeah.
And Gary is saying he gives it 3 months. Yeah, that's usually around the time where
Miss Elmo says
$100 smartphone starts.
And Miss Elmo says it's a lobster trap. I like that.
Yeah, I say $100. Like smartphones in the $100 range usually start showing their crappiness around the 3 month mark.
Yeah.
Even the 1 month mark, they start showing their crappiness.
So now I have one more reason not to buy it because I don't even like lobster at all.
What?
I don't like lobster. I don't like crab. Now keep in mind who you're talking to. You're talking to a guy that doesn't like to touch food with his hands. So naturally, I don't want to eat lobster and crab.
What about in I love it in mac and cheese, lobster mac and cheese.
I've never had lobster mac and cheese. Like I said, I don't like the taste of lobster or crab, other than the fact that I don't do messy.
Who doesn't like the taste of lobster? It tastes like lemon zest when they sprinkle lemon. It tastes like butter when they put garlic butter on it. Tastes like
I'll answer your question. Who doesn't like the taste of lobster? Oh yeah, me.
Look at Renz. Renz loves you and me both, Renz. We will enjoy at the grown-up table. But you know, they do have one good thing going for this phone.
Enjoy your.
Let's see, George. They jumped the wall. Of course, they're that dumb. But yeah, I will say that is the one major driving force with the Freedom Phone. George. Oh. Let me allow George to comport himself. But I will say lobster caps people are they like to do stuff with their money. I'll just say it like that, like, when it came to the wall and Trump was saying Mexico's going to pay for it. Mexico's going to pay for it. They, spoiler alert, Mexico did not in fact pay for the wall. And
okay. Back. We went out for a minute, right?
No.
Oh, it was out on my I'm watching YouTube on my phone and it was just buffering and spinning.
That means it's your Wi-Fi, George. Oh boy.
Okay.
It did it again. I got scared for a second. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so you remember, George, how Trump was gonna say Mexico's gonna pay for the wall?
Yeah. But what I thought was the dumbest thing said in those 4 years. But yeah.
But what do you mean? Mexico did pay for the wall.
And yes, Gary, still on Windows 10 with a brand new machine that's 5 times faster than my old machine, at least 5 times faster.
Ooh.
Oh, I keep doing speed tests because I can't believe how fast it is. Yeah.
Well, now that you've updated your laptop, why don't you update your Wi-Fi? According to Gary,
because it's not in my house, and I can't I tried to get them to get rid of Comcast and since we have the best fiber optic in the world between Google and Chattanooga, 2 best Wi-Fi's in the world, but they won't go for it. They're typical old people. No, we'll just stick with Comcast.
Well, no, it's also because your landlord's wife, she wants to make sure she gets her channels.
It's more him than her. Let's put it this way. He's older than me, a few months older than me, and he's typical old folks. Remember, I'm the opposite of most people my age.
Wow. I don't know, George. If I was in your shoes, I would not stand for that.
What should I do? Go beat the crap out of him? What do you want me to do?
I mean, I was thinking see what other places are open where you can live, but
I tried to get.
That's where you went?
I tried to get the fiber optics network to put a separate line for me in this house. They said they couldn't do
that. Is there anyone else in your neighborhood that has a fiber optics to their house?
Sure, there is. I don't steal people's. If that's where you're going.
I meant go live there. Why are you always going to the negative, George?
Oh, because I'll never get this low rent anyplace else.
Look at see, even Brian was like, been going to the negative so much, you thought you were slipping.
I don't think it's the negative. I'm just saying, what would you have me do? I can't make them get. The sad thing is, Google Fi and Chattanooga EPBFI are normally the fastest Wi-Fi's on Earth, and they're sticking with Comcast. Eleanor has the fiber optics because I'm the one that put it there.
Yeah, Gary, that's not going to help. George has
I've done all of that, Gary. Trust
yeah.
me.
Yeah, how many nodes do you have? Is it 2 or 3?
Have I had them?
Yeah, how many nodes? You have the Google Wi-Fi, right?
Yes, and that didn't help very much. When I bought the extender, a pretty cheap extender on Amazon, that helped it more than anything else.
Let's
But yeah,
see.
I have Google Wi-Fi sitting around here. I don't even use because it didn't help here.
But yeah, I was just remarking that, it's amazing the power of lobster caps when they want to do stuff with their money. Like Mexico didn't pay for the wall, but they did. They donated money.
Okay.
They donated so much money that Steve Bannon was even able to take some money and live comfortably with a yacht. That's how much money they donated.
Nice. People are such suckers.
I mean, he did get arrested. So, you can't just get away scot-free.
Yeah. Well,
unless you're friends with the president.
What? No. The vast majority, and I mean the vast majority of our politicians in this country, and since COVID, I found out in Australia and Canada and England, they can get away with almost anything illegal almost all the time and do it for years because that's what they're all doing right this second. And I don't care what side they're on. But then again, we all know how I feel about politicians.
In fact, there was actually one guy who spent about $3 million straight up building 3 miles of wall. And he's looking for somebody to buy it for $13 million.
To buy it? Okay.
No, yeah. I mean, seriously, he paid with his own money. Like he was trying to get the okay from, Trump's administration.
Right.
And they said, okay. And the support they provided was crappy, but he just kept building and building, and now he's completed his section. And
so why is he trying to get somebody to? I'm assuming he's protecting his own land, isn't he?
No, it's not his land.
Okay.
The land that he built it on is technically it's the U.S. government's. It's right outside the bank of the river, and it was struggle getting the U.S. engineer, the U.S. Army engineer. What do you know them? Is it the Corps of Engineers?
U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Yeah.
To give them the green light, and they didn't think it was much of it, and. Right. The point is, he's out of pocket like $3 million, and
Okay, so why is he trying to sell it? I mean, it's not like he's not getting his money.
It's not like he's trying to. Yeah, he's trying to get them to buy it because the government, like Trump's administration, promised they were going to buy it.
No, the government should own it. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
And he did do a lot of work. Yeah. It is a formidable piece of the guys. The story's on my it's on the business side. It's on Twitter.
Business, okay.
But millions. He put $1 million of effort. One man.
Okay.
To build a wall.
Well, I guess what he should be trying to do is to inspire other rich people to do the same thing and get the wall probably be done.
I mean, yeah, but that user base, it's a very motivated user base, Not
if you can only get one guy to spend $3 million out of millions of people. It's not,
oh my gosh, that was actually one of the first things he decided he tried to do. He tried to find 20 billionaires to each, donate money for the project.
And that failed?
That failed. He couldn't find one because originally he was trying to build more walls, to cover 13-mile stretch, but he only could do 3 miles of his own money. So
okay.
Yeah, but I'm just that's the user base.
So all in all, it doesn't sound like a very engaged group to me.
That's a good point.
But maybe they'll spring for $500. Who knows?
Maybe they'll spring for $500.
Yeah.
And brainwashing is always a thing. Well,
that's true. That's true.
But enough of this freedom phone. All I'm asking, guys, my fellow techies and the tech scene, my tech tubers, just shut up about it. Just seriously, just shut up. Just let the experiment run and see how far it can go. It's all I ask. We don't owe these people anything, okay? This isn't like the mask debate where when people were wearing masks, they were spreading the virus. No, this is their own money. Fools and their money ought to be separated.
The expression is "fools and their money are soon parted."
Ought to be parted. Yeah, that too. That also works. But if we're going to talk about things that maybe we should be spending money on.
Okay. The next story.
Boom.
Okay, good.
You remember this? I think this was debuted first in CES.
Yes, it was. And we did a story about it, 3 months ago? Something like that?
Yeah. You notice how this is like, I've noticed like this is more and more becoming a trend, where we first do a story about something and then
I love to do
comes back.
Yeah, I love to do follow-ups. I think it's awesome.
Like follow-ups have been coming back and back. But so the OLED rollable screen from the LG is available to the mass market. So Mrs. E, who is enjoying fiber in her area, Gary, Brian, Renz. No, Renz isn't going to buy this. Sorry, Renz. I know your situation in the Philippines.
I'm on the page. I'm looking for a price. Is there a price on this page somewhere? Do we have to click a buy now or something or what?
George. You know what they say. If you have to ask about the price, you cannot afford it.
I'm pretty sure I can't afford it. That's true.
But let's just enjoy. Let's enjoy this. Look at it. That's it in its small mode. Oh, sorry. Let me just boop.
Okay.
Why are they showing that? Oh, they're just showing the home.
Home, we don't play that. Okay.
So right off the bat, if you do not live in accommodations such as they showed in the video, you probably can't afford the TV.
Yeah, my apartment's pretty big, not that big.
Ooh. That sounds like luxury. I got to be careful about.
Well, even I listen to Baroque music and classical music, so I don't think that sounds like luxury.
Yeah, that's kind of big, though.
It is kind of big, that's for sure. Unless they're midgets.
Okay, now they're just showing opulence.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so they're showing who can afford this thing.
Okay, so they don't really show much of the TV for some reason.
All right.
But it's a vision of the future. And look at it. Okay, this is what I should have played. I think. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's a rollable TV. And I can't remember if the is supposed to be the speakers underneath, which I really hope it is.
Are they? I don't know. Well, it should tell us, shouldn't it?
They don't say much. It's just like showing how fancy it is. I'm sure there's verbiage around here somewhere.
Verbiage.
Thank you. But let's just go to the price. Let's say if you wanted to buy something this cool, add it to the cart. I got to add my zip code.
Yeah. And make it snappy. Put a little zip into it. Oh.
Hey, it's deliverable. Proceed.
Okay.
Hold up. It's 4K? Oh, yeah.
Of course it's 4K. What else would it be?
For $100,000, I'm thinking maybe 8K, George. Is that too much to ask?
Yeah, you probably should be expecting 8K. Heck, I've got a 4K sitting right next to me. $100,000, that's all.
That's all.
Okay.
But it comes with a concierge service.
Oh, for $100,000, it better.
Oh, look, maybe they have reviews. There are no reviews.
Maybe they couldn't print what people were saying.
But I'm trying to find the audio. Damn. Home cinema. It's not really liking what I'm seeing so far. WebOS, audio. Okay, so yeah, those were the speakers front firing. Yeah, the whole thing was a boom. Separate dongle required for 5.1 channel. Okay. 100 watts output. Okay, that's okay. That's decent.
That's good wattage.
That gets loud enough. And it's a 2021 model. Okay. Boop.
Well, what else could it be? It's the first year it's ever been made.
But yeah, so that's something you can, instead of buying a $500 Freedom phone, liberate your screen real estate or square footage in your house with a rollable screen from LG.
So you can either get a $500 phone that's not worth it, or a $100,000 TV that is worth it. It's your choice.
How many food banks and hospital beds would that buy?
That's true.
Let's see. RANs is less moving parts means less breakage. But RANs or $100,000, it comes with a concierge service. Somebody will come to fix it.
Yeah, you'll have a concierge in your house.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know if I want a concierge in my house, enjoying all the good stuff that I have in that house.
If you can afford the $100,000, you can bet they're going to come to your house and try to wait on you hand and foot.
All right, okay. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to interrupt this show to see if I can kill this damn gnat. Where'd he go?
Are you killing the gnat or applauding him? Oh.
First round gnat. All right, you want to do the third story, George?
Yeah, let me get it out of here. Okay, this is going to be the Bezos, right?
Yes, your man.
Okay, except that you picked the story that was published on the 19th, and so the story was before he went up, and he's already gone up and come back, right?
Oh.
Yeah, this story is before he went up.
Is it? Well, why don't you go pick a newer story, please?
I'll go see if I can find one. Yeah, because Eleanor and I were talking about it yesterday, and I said I would do that in a heartbeat.
I'm sure you would.
Yeah, I'm the kind that remember Close Encounters of the Third Kind?
What?
The movie?
Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Never saw it.
Oh, well, anyway, at the end of the movie, the aliens offered to take certain Earthlings with them, and he jumped. I said I would have been all over that. And you just go out into space. Yes, I would. No problem.
And what if all they had to eat on that spaceship was lobster, George? Think it through.
I'd eat it for a look at space. Yeah, I'd eat it. Trust me. I wouldn't have to like it, but I'd eat it. I'm trying to find a newer story. 3 days ago. Let's see. Okay. Here's one from now. I can't share screen though, right? Oh, I can share screen.
Yeah, I just have to accept it.
Okay, I just did. Okay.
I
found this on CNN. Jeff Bezos goes to space.
Like this. George, how should we do it? Like this, picture in picture, or should I do it like
that?
This?
No, the first one.
Like
the bigger one. Yeah. And let me see if I can kill these ads.
Or this way.
No, I liked it the first way.
Picture in picture. All right.
Okay. Let's see if I can click that Reader View Plus. Okay, that's good. July 20th, Jeff Bezos space flight news. What is all this crap? I hit the Reader View Plus. All right, let me put it back the way it was. Okay. Here's how Jeff Bezos' space flight unfolded this morning. Amazon founder Jeff Bezos successfully flew to space this morning on the first crewed flight of New Shepard, a rocket ship made by his space company Blue Origin. The trip took approximately 10 minutes. The billionaire space race. Jeff Bezos was not the first billionaire to space to fly on a craft he helped fund, thanks to Richard Branson and his company Virgin Galactic, which rocketed into space only 9 days prior. Bezos is, however, now the richest person to go to space. What a weird stat. Not to mention Bezos' rocket ship flew farther into space than Branson's, reaching 62 miles above Earth. I like that. Otherwise known as the Kármán line. In comparison, Branson's crew roughly 50 miles above Earth, flew roughly 50 miles above Earth. The crew, in addition to the Amazon founder, New Shepard, was crewed by Jeff Bezos' brother Mark Bezos, pilot Wally Funk, and 18-year-old Oliver Damon. At 82 years old, Funk is the oldest person to go to space, and she had decades of piloting experience under her belt. Funk volunteered as a member of the Mercury 13 program. Wow, that's way back. Otherwise known as the Women in Space program in February 1960. Yeah, I remember the Mercury 13. That's way back. Which was a privately funded effort intended to bring training to women to fly in NASA's earliest space programs. However, Funk was denied her chance to go to space until today. Good for you, lady. I love it. At 18 years old, Damon is the youngest person to go to space, according to Blue Origin. A recent high school graduate, Damon was Blue Origin's first paying customer after his father, an investor, purchased his ticket. The flight. Despite a couple of brief delays, the New Shepard launched into space smoothly. The rocket fired into space, the engine kicked off, the crew capsule separated from the rocket, and the booster successfully landed on the ground pad. More than 60 miles above Earth, the passengers experienced about 3 minutes of weightlessness, unstrapping from their seats and floating about the cabin while taking in panoramic views. Then the crew capsule returned to Earth and made its landing, kicking up a large cloud of desert dust. Upon landing successfully, the crew popped a bottle of champagne, and Jeff Bezos called it the best day ever. Later, during a press conference, each passenger aboard the New Shepard rocket was presented with Blue Origin's wings to commemorate their trip. The future. Blue Origin says efforts such as today's trip to space will allow the company to provide a future where people can live and work in space in order to keep the planet clean. Blue Origin is working on this today by developing partially and fully reusable launch vehicles that are safe, low cost, and serve the needs of all civil, commercial, and defense customers. That sounds just like a commercial. However, Blue Origin will continue to explore space tourism by offering tickets for joyrides to high-paying customers. In fact, the company announced it is open for ticket sales today. Those interested in flying on a future Blue Origin flight were asked to send the company an email, but we still don't know how much a ticket will cost. Nevertheless, Jeff Bezos said his space company is approaching $100 million in private sales. Cool. Okay. So I think that is pretty cool. And kudos to Bezos, and especially to that Miss Funk. Is that her name? Yeah, that is awesome. 82 years old, and she was part of the original Mercury program. I find that awesome. Now, Mercury was way before you were born, but I remember it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and yeah, this was like 8 years before we went to the moon. 8 years before that. That's how far back that is.
Hmm. Yeah. Were you watching it early in the morning?
No, I didn't watch.
Okay.
Big House is in here. Hey, guy, how are you? And nobody had anything to say about the Bezos' flight? I'm surprised.
Yeah, I think they all pretty much had my my take on it, which was I really didn't care.
Oh, yeah, I didn't watch because I didn't get up. But yeah, I mean, as far as personal, yeah, I don't really care, but I just think it's cool for anybody to go into space. I don't care who they are. And like I said, if somebody offered me, I'd jump at it in a heartbeat. And if aliens came and took me there, well, and I took a chance on not coming back, I'd still go. That's
Yeah, if it was like a private trip to the moon, that's cool. Yeah, what, just to go to space to go up and then come down?
Okay, then let me ask you this. If there was such a thing as aliens and you could go to another planet, but you don't know if you'd be coming back, would you go?
I'd have to know about the planet.
No, but I mean, if you knew it was livable or you could breathe there or whatever, but would you go not having any assurance of coming back?
What about the food? Is the food good?
I don't know. Just answer the question.
Yeah, I don't know.
See, I'd go in a heartbeat just for the having.
I don't
never
mind
done
the
it.
not coming back, but like just to go to a place I've never been to, like
I would go. No. See, I wouldn't go to a place I'd never been to. I'd go to a place nobody's ever been to. That's why I'd go.
But people have been there. The aliens. That's where they're taking you.
Nobody here. Pardon me for not clarifying.
That's that Christopher Columbus mentality. You're like, hey, we're the first people to discover America. We mile a whole civilization.
No, because keep in mind, I said they invited. So I certainly couldn't say we're the first people. No, we were invited. Get it
What if
straight,
they told you that there was another guy already there?
Oh, I would probably be at least half as much interested in that. That's true. There's something nobody has ever seen before is what fascinates me. It's probably why I've jumped out of airplanes and probably why I rode motorcycles, because most people never did even one and probably never will. That's why we were talking yesterday at work about parasailing and hang gliding, and I've done both, and I said both are very boring.
Ryan is actually saying he would do it.
There you go, Ren. See, Renz and I have the right attitude, man.
Big House is like, I may become love. Yeah, we'll see. The coolest part for Big House was the thrusters coming back down and landing on the pad.
Yeah, and that's what I would have liked to have seen. I always love to see a good soft landing. That's one thing I love to watch SpaceX for, because to me, making that kind of landing is probably the most fascinating and, I'm guessing, most technically challenging part of the whole flight, is my guess. Keep in mind, we've been putting stuff up in space and bringing it back since the 60s. But coming back to a soft landing, that just started a couple of years ago. You know?
That's true.
So I'm thinking that's probably the most technical part of the whole thing, and it's what impresses me the most. So I'm sorry I didn't. I'll probably go on YouTube and watch that at some point.
Let's go on to the next story. Right.
All right.
And yes, friends, the shape of the rocket is the thumbnail of this video.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And wait.
Now we're doing the buds, right?
Yeah, we're doing the buds.
Okay. It reminds me of James Brown, like doing the do. Okay, sorry.
Hold on. We interrupt this moment for a brief time. Round 2 of catching this damn net.
He said, we interrupt this moment for a brief, and I'm like, we don't want to see your briefs.
Got him, sucker. Know your master.
No, he's got, okay.
Yeah, that's what I call. I killed him dead. That's what I did.
He's the Gnat Master.
Okay, so Google is done selling premium Pixel buds.
Yeah.
Womp womp. It seems the music has stopped for the second gen Pixel buds. Ooh, good one. As hey, who is this guy? And you've met your match, George.
Yeah, that's a good line.
Jules Wang.
Yeah.
It's oh, look at that. It's A all the way. Oh,
you know who Jules Wang is, don't you?
Nah, who is he?
He used to work with when Jaime Rivera and Michael Fisher, where did they used to work? Jules Wang worked with
now.
Yeah, and he used to run the production stuff for their podcast.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's been around a long time. Okay, sorry to interrupt.
No, that was a good that was a good thing you brought out. Like
he was like a college student, I think, when he first started.
Got away
doing
with
the
words
production.
too. Yeah, Pocket Now would have been bombed. Yeah, that Pocket Now had Michael Fisher, Juan Bagnell, and Jaime Rivera, and
Yeah,
now
but
they
only had Juan for a very short time, but Jaime and Michael were there a long time.
Okay, and now they have Joshua Vergara running their podcast. So
yeah, and he does a pretty good job of that too. And often Jaime's on, of course.
So it seems that music has stopped. The company's retail site is redirecting queries about the Pixels to this page, which indicates they are out of stock. No product, no text specs, no nothing. We tracked the Pixel Bugs outage at the Google Store and a current fire sale. A fire sale?
Concurrent.
But a fire sale. How much was it?
Walmart. Yeah, they didn't say how much it was. But the next line says currently $5 off. I don't call that a fire sale.
Yeah.
Oh, then that's for the $99 though. Okay, sorry. You looking it up?
Yeah. A near fire sale discount over the original. So yeah, it was $80. They were selling it for $80.
That is a great price for those.
As a sequel for the premium series, we're waiting. So right now, the only thing you can buy is the A series.
Exactly. But of course, that's here. That's United States, Canada, and Taiwan. But they list 8 other countries that still sell the old ones. Now you can't buy them in the United States, Canada, and Taiwan, but you can in Australia, France, Germany, Ireland, Italy, Japan, Singapore, Spain, and the United Kingdom.
That's correct.
Yep.
Gary, this is not a story they ran out, and when they start selling the 99. What do you say? This is not a story. This is a hint that they might bring out something new, Gary. Jeez.
And it's so Google. What is Google doing? Oh yeah, they're stopping something. It's what they do, isn't it?
Yeah, Google does best killing their own products.
They do it better than anybody, and more often.
Yeah, I like cans better too. They hurt my feelings less.
Which ones?
You know, headphones.
Oh, see, I'm the opposite. From the very first time I ever tried earbuds, I cannot stand having my ears covered with anything. I just find earbuds just way too freeing.
I don't know. Every wired earphones I've ever owned, they've all started, losing sound on one ear.
Okay.
And then, when I started getting to true wireless earbuds, like I was buying one every season.
Well, yeah, and you were very specific and picky about it, much more so than me, and justifiably so. Now, see,
I have none. I sold my AirPods Pro, so I'm not I'm not using any. I don't know what I'm going to use.
Yeah, I have more, but here are 5 of my true wireless earbuds right here. So I've got a lot of true wireless earbuds.
There is a second gnat. Oh my gosh. He probably wants to avenge his friend that he just killed.
Sounds like a naughty, natty problem. Oh.
What's the next story?
All right, this one's on me again?
Yes, some positive news. Okay. I'm going to let you show
you. Yeah. I'm surprised Will didn't come in just for this story. Really?
No, he's busy tweeting about clear the cache with a picture of Tim Cook.
Okay. Okay, this was on The Verge. Finally, we got to The Verge. Our week wouldn't be complete without The Verge. Verizon is also switching to Android messages as default for RCS. That's all 3 big U.S. carriers. Is Apple next? It's by Dieter Bond, who's probably the best writer on The Verge, in my opinion. Beginning next year, Verizon will join AT&T and T-Mobile in preloading Android messages as the default texting app on all Android phones it sells. It's the final step of making RCS chat, the next-gen standard designed to replace SMS, the default experience for Android. In the US, that only leaves one large cohort that will not use RCS as the default SMS replacement, iPhone users. Verizon has also said it will fully support interoperability between carriers so that, in theory, that's the key phrase there, the improved images, video, read receipts, and group chats should just work, assuming everybody you're testing with is also using Android messages. Yeah, and that's probably not going to be true. Verizon was the last of the big three U.S. carriers to get on board with Google's latest strategy to push RCS as the new default for texting. After years of cajoling, shaming, and downright pleading, the company has made deals with carriers to simply use the standard Android messages app, which supports RCS by default. Yeah. Hiroshi Lakameyer, Senior Vice President of Android, Chrome OS, and the Play Store, is quick to note that end-to-end encryption for RCS inside Android messages is also in the process of rolling out. You need to hurry that up. It's available for peer-to-peer chats, i.e. a chat with other person, but group chats are on the roadmap as well. I wonder how long it's going to take before they get that done. Default end-to-end encrypted chats between Android phones raise an interesting conundrum for Apple. Next year, text between Android phones and iPhones will be less secure than text within those two ecosystems because they will be on SMS instead of RCS. That makes sense. Android's Messages app offers end-to-end encryption if all users are on the iMessage system, and it has shown no appetite to either offer iMessage on Android nor to adopt RCS on the iPhone. Google, meanwhile, is happy to take the opportunity to needle Apple by openly inviting it to use RCS. Going forward, the default messaging experience on Android is going to be more secure, says Lockheimer, who has previously invited Apple to adopt RCS. The fallback messaging experience on the other platform will not have encryption if it's still SMS. I think that is a pretty interesting dynamic, and I would hope that as everyone focuses on security and privacy, it becomes an important part of the discussion. I would think it should. Lockheimer won't confirm if Google is in active discussions with Apple. I'm betting they are. But it doesn't seem as though RCS is likely to come to the iPhone soon, and the company has declined to comment on the matter several times over the years. But there is clearly a pressure campaign on, even if it's not very strident. Speaking about Apple adoption, Lockheimer says, I actually do think getting the three major carriers in the U.S. to adopt RCS in a consistent manner is a big part of the equation. Currently, there are 473 million monthly active RCS users around the globe. That's not many really around the globe, according to the GSMA. Adoption in the U.S. is likely to boost that number by quite a bit. Google has no plans to try and introduce a messaging app that also supports RCS on the iPhone. Although RCS has been closely associated with Google, the company often points to the fact that it is meant to be a standard that is shared by the entire mobile industry and managed by the GSMA. Carriers are able to use their own RCS infrastructure instead of Google's. Still, RCS is closely tied to Google in many people's minds, and Google offers RCS services to carriers and will even allow consumers to directly use RCS via its services if their carrier doesn't offer it. Google began pushing RCS as the new texting experience on Android after its own messaging apps, notably Hangouts and Allo, floundered. Yeah, that's an understatement. Lockheimer claims that Google prefers the slightly more open RCS approach to a Google-owned texting solution, being the default in Android. We don't think there should be one messaging app to rule them all. We fully realize people are going to use multiple messaging apps. As for Verizon, it will continue to offer its Verizon Message Plus application alongside Android messages for its customers who wish to use it. It's a maligned app, and for good reason. It's rife with awkward interface controls and Verizon branding. Gee, what a surprise. But since it's really the only way to sync Verizon text messages across different devices, it's going to stick around. Apparently, Verizon and Google intend to find a way to ensure that VM Plus and Android messages share a text message database so that the messages stay in sync. Well, that's a good idea. That's potentially a first step towards opening up RCS to third-party applications, something that's been impossible so far. Google's deal with Verizon caps a flurry of RCS activity that kicked off this past March with the T-Mobile deal, that in the end of the encrypted beta in June, and finally a deal with AT&T in June as well. Unfortunately, as with all things Android and RCS, the results of that activity won't be felt by users until later. Verizon won't be making the switch to Android messages until 2022. Anyway, I think it's good. And the encryption to me is the key. The encryption is going to attract a lot of people, I would think.
Yeah. Apple needs to get on board with this. This is now the de facto, man. They're just dragging their feet along this like Thunderbolt. No,
Yeah,
Thunderbolt.
it sounds to
Not
me,
USB-C,
I'm
I
betting
mean, not
that
Thunderbolt.
Google is doing a lot of background stuff, keeping, pushing this in the background for a long time is my guess.
iMessage is end-to-end, has end-to-end encryption though, right?
Yes, it does. Has its
Okay.
own. Yeah. Gary says, I find myself to be an RCS snob. If it ain't dark blue, I'm not texting you. But what a surprise, Gary.
That's funny.
Well, yeah. If there's one thing, maybe the only thing that we know Will likes about Android, it's RCS.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
Gary's saying Google Message is the default app for T-Mobile, AT&T, Verizon, and most Android phones. Now waiting for Apple, but yeah, it could be a long wait. Nobody's as stubborn as Apple, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's
That
10.
is-
It's 12 minutes to 10 already.
What?
It's 12
No.
minutes to.
Eastern time. You had me scared.
Well, it's almost 2 hours since you started broadcasting. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's in time for the last story.
Okay.
Boom. Last story, ladies and gents. Hold on, that's not it.
Isn't it the right to repair initiative?
Yep.
Okay.
I need to. Yeah, FTC votes to unanimously enforce right to repair, which is good. The move follows an executive order issued last week by the White House urging the agency to secure consumers' rights to fix our own gadgets.
That's good.
I don't see who wrote the article, though.
I've got.
Hold on, Oscar. Oscar's trying to jump on in.
Oh, there he is. Okay.
What? Oh no! I was like, no. He just messaged me. I need to tell him like, no need, man.
Where is? I'm trying to see who wrote this article myself. I'm not finding it. Yeah, I'm not seeing who wrote this article at all. Oh, Lauren Goode, Goode, wrote it.
Lauren Goode.
Yeah. Well, good for her. Oh, I couldn't resist that.
I missed that one out.
Okay. So is Asa coming in or not?
I mean, I told him not to bother. We're about to be done, and he's
That's-
dropping.
That's
Got to
true.
drop off the kids.
Yeah, then he's better
Yeah.
off.
By the time he
doing
drops off the
kids.
kids, you would want us to be gone.
Yeah.
There, 7 to 9 minutes. Let's do it in 5.
Okay.
During an open. Let me get rid of this thing. It's so hard to keep between the two screens and then the showing this and that, and it gets a bit.
Hey, I'm on three screens. If an old fart like me can manage 3, you can manage 2.
Oh, no, I can't. During the FTC's endorsement of the rules, it is not a surprise outcome. The issue of right to repair has been a remarkably bipartisan one, and the FTC issued a lengthy report in May that blasted manufacturers for restricting repairs. Apple, John Deere. But the 5-0 vote signals the Commission's commitment to enforce both federal antitrust laws and a key law around consumer warranties, the Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act, when it comes to personal device repairs. The vote, which was led by the new FTC chair and known tech critic Lena Khan, also comes 12 days after President Joe Biden signed a broad executive order aimed at promoting competition in the U.S. economy. The order addressed a wide range of industries, from banks to airlines to tech companies. This might even do well for the Freedom Phone.
That's true. I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
That's true.
But it seems my follow-up might be in order. But a portion of it encouraged the FTC, which operates as an independent agency, to create new rules that would prevent companies from restricting repair options for consumers. When you buy an expensive product, whether it's a $500,000 tractor or $1,000 phone, you are in a very real sense under the power. You are in a very real sense under the power of the manufacturer, says Tim Wu, special assistant to the president for technology, competition policy, and the National Economic Council. And when they have repair specifications that are unreasonable, there's not a lot you can do, which is true.
Which is true of most of them.
Yeah. Like, you remember when Michael Fisher had to send his phone to some guy in Australia to repair his Motorola Razr 5G?
No, didn't know that one.
Oh, yeah. He was talking about that when phones flip in one of his episodes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And Wu added that the right to repair has become a visceral example of the enormous imbalance between workers, consumers, small businesses, and larger entities.
That's true, too.
The FCC is another win for the right to repair movement in the U.S., which has been led by advocacy groups like the U.S. Public Interest Research Group, as well as private companies like iFixit, the California-based company that sells gadget repair kits and publishes repair manuals for DIY tinkerers. Proponents of the right to repair have long argued that consumers should have access to tools, parts, documentation, and software required to fix the products they own, whether it's a smartphone or tractor.
Mm-hmm.
These groups are also quick to call out instances in which large manufacturers block or limit options for independent product repairs or force consumers to go directly back to a manufacturer who then charges a premium for a fix. And it's not just a matter of fixing a broken glass on a smartphone or repairing impossibly small smartwatches. During the height of the coronavirus pandemic, medical device engineers began speaking out on the dangers of not having access to repair tools for critical devices like ventilators during times of crisis.
Yep.
Another thing that's greatly impacted, ladies and gentlemen, is McDonald's ice cream machine.
Really?
But yeah, you probably don't go to McDonald's too often.
No,
but yeah. But yeah, like that's a very real issue. Like, McDonald's ice cream machines are always broken. Like, you come to McDonald's, you want some soft serve vanilla ice cream. Didn't I put this one on Do Not Disturb?
Yeah, I always go to Dairy Queen. That's for ice cream.
I would go to McDonald's before I go to Dairy Queen for ice cream.
I like Dairy Queen. I was raised on Dairy Queen, so.
But yeah, the machines are always broken. And a guy for an ex-Vice reporter did a story on it.
An ex-what reporter?
Ex-Vice reporter.
Wow.
You don't know Vice?
The only Vice I know is Cops.
No, Vice. They're a publication. They do nice YouTube videos and do articles.
I don't know Vice. You said Vice, and I'm like, what's hookers got to do with this?
You're thinking of Miami Vice, George.
No, every police department has a Vice unit. That's the only time I've ever heard of Vice.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
Bad boys, bad boys. You chuck it on your mother, you chuck it on your father, you chuck it on your sister, and you chuck it on me. Okay. So you got me started.
I was looking for the share thing to share. Oh no, it's right here.
It's right in the middle.
In what? What's right in the middle?
Isn't the share screen thing in the middle of the screen? Underneath, that's what mine is.
No, you're thinking about share screen. I meant giving the link to what's his name, Oscar.
Oh, I got you. Oh, you're gonna have him come in at 5 minutes too?
If he can make it, it could be a countdown.
He's gonna make it a challenge.
I'll make it a challenge.
You know, if he comes in, it's going to be another half an hour at least.
Yeah, if he comes in, it's an if.
Okay. So now we're back to Steve McQueen with if, brother, if. Okay.
What was the choice? Jeez, I already forgot.
Of?
No, I mean, Big House comment.
Great choice, George. I'm not sure, Big House. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Okay, he's gonna have to explain because I'm not getting it. But then you should get it. At my age, I'm not supposed to get it, but your age, you
Dairy
should.
Queen. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Big House.
But yeah,
I was raised with Dairy Queens in my neighborhood, and I was raised with White Castles in my neighborhood. Hence, I still love both.
okay. The last time I went to White Castle, I used to love White Castle as a youngin too. But then I went to, but then I stopped having them. And then last time I had White Castle was at CES Vegas, and it was crap.
I always have them frozen in my freezer, but for me to drive from Chattanooga to get one, I've either got to go about 2 to 2.5 hours to Murfreesboro, which is right outside of Nashville, or I've got to drive about 2.5 hours up into Kentucky. And once you hit Kentucky, they're all over the place.
Okay, the gnat is now circling my light.
Are we back to the gnat?
Yeah, round 3. Second opponent, but
he can't put the gnat on the mat. Okay.
This is a second one. Okay, during the comments portion of the FTC hearing, I skipped. But some large manufacturers oppose this notion, arguing that it will make products less secure.
Yeah,
and
like
could
John Deere.
And it could expose customers to safety risks. Oh, we got to protect our consumers. I'm surprised they didn't say anything about protecting the environment too while they're at it.
Yeah, exactly.
John Deere, one of the world's leading tractor makers, has issued statements that it does not support the right to modify embedded software due to risks associated with the safe operation of the equipment, emissions compliance, and engine performance. During the comments portion of the FTC hearing today, a representative of the Outdoor Power Equipment Institute claimed that the right to repair legislation failed to consider consumer safety and environmental protection with respect to our industry's products. Interesting.
It's spin. That's all that is spin, in my opinion.
As an example, it would allow for modification of tampering with safety controls of powered lawnmower blades required under the law by CPSC, as well as emissions control required under the law by the EPA. Carl Holzhauser, Senior Vice President of TechNet, a trade group that represented companies like Microsoft and Apple, wrote in an email statement to Wired that FTC's decision to append an effective and secure system for consumers to repair products that rely on for their health, safety, and well-being, including phones for computers, fire alarms, medical devices, and home security systems, will have far-reaching and permanent impacts on technology and cybersecurity. Ahead of the vote today, the Consumer Technology Association, which hosts the annual CES Tech Bonanza in Las Vegas, sent a letter to the FTC commissioners urging collaboration rather than an extensive rulemaking process, citing electoral IP rights as a thorny issue at the heart of right to repair. It was worth noting that FTC's report in May, which was a combination of data gathered after the commission hosted a Nixing the Fix. That's like a horrible name.
I like that. Nixing the Fix. I think that's cool.
Panel in 2019. The FTC said there was scant evidence to support manufacturers' justifications for repair restrictions. The report detailed a number of instances
Yeah. Well, are you back to the NAS?
Yeah.
I thought so.
All right, this is a tricky one. It's on the bezel. Damn. All right, well played. Well played, well played.
Took you long enough. All right.
Jessa Jones, a repair expert who runs a business in upstate New York called iPad Rehab, who claims to have fixed over 40,000 iPhones, urged the FTC to take enforcement of the existing regulation seriously, despite the anti-tying statement within the Magnesium-Moss Warranty Act. There's still rampant disregard for FTC rules. Jones said during the public comments portion of the meeting, consumers and manufacturers are like still believe that you can void a warranty simply by opening a device.
Well, you certainly can void an iPhone by opening it.
Mm. Yeah, I don't really think that's what right to repair should be about, though.
But I agree. I if you have a
Yeah,
right to repair, then
I
you
guess
should
if you
not
like take
have
it
your
to any
warranty.
repair. I'm sorry, if you take it to any repair person, that shouldn't be like enough to work to remove warranty. So, what were you saying?
I think whether you take it to a right to repair person or not, if it's your phone, you should have the right to repair it without any voided warranties. That's just my opinion.
Hmm.
All right, are you ready for your?
And then Gary's like, so they should be able to fix whatever, or they should be given the tools to fix whatever. That's right, Gary.
I agree. They should be able to fix whatever. If they own it, they should be able to fix it without any voiding any warranties. Are you going to going rectangle? Because we're past 10 o'clock.
Am I gonna what?
Going rectangles because we're after 10. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, it feels like it's been a while since I've been on that site.
All right, well, we can skip it for the night. It's up to you. Since we're overtime already anyway.
No, we're going.
Okay. I'm there because I have a fast computer now.
I typed in glowing rectangles and Onion article came up. Ew, that's not good.
I've got mine shared if you want to use that one. You having problems? Your face looks like you're having problems.
Let me just use yours.
Okay. Just tell me what. All right, am I clicking on top first thing?
Yeah.
It is top. And there's the number one story. How many? There's only 3 upvotes on that one, right?
I believe that is an ad. Is it not? Oh no, it's a Gary Explains. No, it's Gary Explains.
Yeah, posted by Gary. Yeah, because I saw that notification for Gary Explains today. Yeah. Okay, so running on an ARM PC. That's the number one. Yeah, nobody's gotten more than 3 votes today. That's why it's on top.
Yeah, slow day on the glowing rectangle subreddit.
That's the slowest I've seen.
Yeah. But ladies and gents, if you are interested in finding tech stories that are not just served by an algorithm, but users like you, hop on by to reddit.com/r/glowing rectangles and go ahead and see stories and videos by fellow tech enthusiasts like yourself. And while you're there, feel free to share any stories that you think is interesting and give up votes to posts already. It lets us see which stories are most interesting.
I always feel obligated to point out that you can share stories or videos that are yours or somebody else's that you think should be seen more.
That is correct. All right, but I think that takes us to the end of tonight.
Yeah.
End of tonight's episode of Friday Night Tech Talk. I consider this a special episode because it was our first stream on Twitch. And It was a bit of impromptu, but our first stream on Twitter as well.
Right. And there was something else, wasn't there? Twitter, and something else?
Twitter and Twitch.
Oh no, and YouTube. Yeah. My mind had 3 platforms in my head, but YouTube.
Well, yeah, YouTube's the first one.
Yeah.
And yeah, George is saying George is a lot more people still paying on the phone, so it's really not their fault. I don't know whether that was shots.
Well, Gary, you technically, you're very, very right. I always forget that, most people don't just buy their phones outright like a lot of us YouTubers do. You're absolutely right, though.
But no, it's actually
I don't like that view at all.
But no, it's actually still technically their phone. They finance the phone, but it's theirs. Like they can't give the phone back. They're obligated to pay it off, so it's still theirs.
Okay.
It's not like back in the day when they had the phone for 2-year contracts for like a lease or thing or whatnot.
Why do you have a...
George was about to ask a question, but the question fell on deaf ears. Oh, that is so cool. Sorry, Lex. It appears Restream also shows me the signal strength of viewers of
up and down like that.
What'd you say?
I said it's showing me the message too.
What message?
The message when a signal is having problems.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, you see it too. Yeah, it showed like when you were red. It says it shows your network connection. Look at mine. 10 out of 10. Oh.
So when I'm red.
Yeah, this Restream is nice, ain't it, George?
We'll be back on StreamYard next week. Hey, I pay for my StreamYard. I'm going to use it.
Well, I think I'll be doing this on Restream going forward because I got options.
Okay, that's true.
They let me have fun on a free version.
Well, everything reminds me of us. You said fun, and I thought of Sly and the Stones, Family Stone. Fun when I party hardy. Fun is on my mind. I know you never heard it. You too young.
And I gotta love that, decrease the volume feature. Ooh, it's so clutch. We're dealing with George.
You just want to shut me up. I got it.
Not shut you up. Just turn down the volume.
Okay. What, you don't want me to be loud? I can be loud, brother.
Can you? It's the same volume still. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for stopping by Big House, Miss E, Renz, and Gary, and Brian, and Nigel.
No problem, Renz. Thank you all for being here, as usual. And next week we'll be back on the Mobile Geezer with his old boring StreamYard.
I should probably give you the Twitch details so you can share it there. But yeah, that's behind the stuff. So you guys need to stay there for that. There's a shortcut to end the stream.
All right, everybody have a blessed weekend.
It didn't work.
We're still there.
Yeah, we are still here. The heck?
Yeah, it still says live over here, and it's still